All right. And we're live. What's up? What's happening? Salute to the tribe. Hey, y'all got another one. Look, we got men only with a video about leftover women who are losing their minds. That men are going their own way. You guys smash that like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not already. Make sure your notifications are set. And drop a comment, man, during the live or replay gang on gang. And also share the live stream. No further ado, let's go.
Fellas, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a reality that has modern women absolutely losing their minds. More and more men are choosing to go their own way, walking away from the dating scene, and women are struggling to understand why. Is it personal growth, self-respect, or just pure frustration? Stick around as we break it all down. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into it.
You act
That
like I
like
don't
button,
even
y'all.
exist. Like, why do I have to always text you first and call you first? Like, why can't you start any conversation? Like, do you even want me? Like, what are you doing? I just be chilling. I really hate when you say that. Like, you really get me so tight with that. Like,
A man wanting to feel wanted. What a crime, right? The second a guy asks for even the bare minimum of reciprocation, suddenly, it's a problem. Suddenly, he's needy, clingy, or sassy. But let's flip the script for a second.
These young chicks just be saying stuff, man. I will give it to them that the older generation is the reason why they're the way they are, but they don't have to do it. They don't have to regurgitate all this craziness, the dead eyes.
When a woman wants affection, attention, or reassurance, it's expected. It's her right. She's supposed to feel loved and cherished in a relationship. But the moment a man expresses that same desire, he's weak. This is why so many men just stop trying. Because you can't win. If you open up and communicate, you're labeled soft or too emotional. But if you stay guarded and indifferent, suddenly, you're the bad guy for being distant. So at this point, what's the incentive for men to even bother? If putting in effort gets
Preach.
ignored and asking for effort gets mocked, then it makes perfect sense why more men are just choosing to stop playing this ridiculous game altogether. Women claim they want a man who communicates, who's emotionally available. But the second he actually does, they're rolling their eyes and calling him a pick-me or too sensitive. It's almost like they don't actually want men to have feelings.
The number one excuse men will use is, babe, you're amazing, but right now with work, I just don't have time to have a relationship. What? Are you Batman? Are you the CEO of the world?
Oh, so now having a career and responsibilities is just an excuse? She's out here acting like men are just lying when they say they don't have time for a relationship. Like they're secretly sitting at home twiddling their thumbs, laughing about how they dodged commitment. No, some men are actually focused on building their lives. But let's be real. If a guy did make time for a
Well, we're
relationship
still
but
laughing.
wasn't financially stable,
She's not completely wrong. We are still laughing about dodging a bullet, especially us that went through a divorce. So, but we are working ourselves as well. Two things can be true at the same time.
she'd be the first to complain that he's not a provider or ambitious enough. So which is it? This is the problem. Women expect men to be successful, driven, and ambitious, but at the same time, they also demand constant attention and emotional availability.
Oh, tell me
Then,
about it.
when a man says, I just don't have time for a relationship right now, instead of respecting that, it's suddenly an excuse. But here's the real kicker. If he was obsessed with her, texting her all day, calling her nonstop, prioritizing her over his career, she'd lose attraction instantly. She'd say he's too available, too eager, and complain about how he doesn't have anything else going on in his life. So let's just call it what it is. She's upset that she's not his top priority. She wants a man who's successful, but only when it's convenient for her. She doesn't actually want a busy man. She wants a busy man who will drop everything for her. And that, right there, is the real excuse.
Hello, TikTok. I'm after some advice, and I don't want to pay a therapist. I want to come on the internet and be really vulnerable, and like hopefully people who have experienced the same thing or are experiencing the same thing can get back to me with some like peer advice. I have really noticed lately that I'm feeling quite lonely. This sounds so fucking pick me. I'm missing like deep emotional connections in my life. And I think about how, especially as a woman, you know, you have your group of girlfriends. I don't have that. Yeah, I guess it's partly my fault for fucking moving to the other side of the world by myself. But it's been really challenging to make like deep emotional friendships here, I feel. Does anyone else feel the same? Don't get me wrong. I have friends. I'm not a complete loner. I have my work friends, I have my housemates, they're my friends, but it all feels quite superficial in a good way. Like they're definitely always up for a walk or grabbing a coffee, or we'll share like memes and things to each other. But they're not the kind of people, and this is just my personal feeling, they're not the kind of people who I could call and be like, hey, and they'll drop everything and come and see me. And this has all come up more, I feel, since I lost mum, because she was that person. She was my best friend. Like, yes, she was my mum, but she also was my best friend. Like, and I think
therapist.
Yeah, I think since losing her, it's really come to light a bit more.
Oh yeah, she's about to cry.
Why am I getting emotional? So yeah,
you have not healed yet.
What do you do? What do you do? What do I do?
Listen, first of all, take it from someone whose mother has moved on. If you start thinking about your mother and saying mother makes you start breaking down, you have not completely healed from that. Trust me. I was the exact same way. So you got to do that first and foremost. All right. You got to be able to say the word mother and think about your mother and know she's in a better place. See, this is a problem when you don't have a real spiritual connection with God and you don't really believe in nothing. You know, when someone moves on, you think energy never dies. Energy never dies. Do you really believe this? You know, not believe. Do you know it? Or you believe in this? You know what I'm saying? I know. So, but she got to heal, man, because that's not gonna work out for you, sweetheart. Nah, baby, you still grieving your mother.
About this, like, I feel like I've tried. Like I say, I have friends, great friends, but just not that like. And I don't know if it's the fact it's
they
about
can't be
time.
Your parent.
Like I've only known these people for a couple of years, maybe. I've not got like childhood friends, things like that, that, you know, you've just grown and you've seen each other through all your ages and stages. So like, is it too late in my late 20s to like find that potential best friend connection? And don't get me wrong, I'm happy in my own company. Like, so it's not that that's the issue. I think it's just more like, I think I'm just missing my mum.
Yeah.
So let me get this straight. She came to TikTok, a platform full of strangers, to ask for deep emotional advice, but doesn't want to pay for a therapist? And now she's confused about why she feels lonely? Girl, the irony is screaming. She's sitting there, scrolling through TikTok, wondering why she has no emotional connections, while completely avoiding doing the actual work to build real relationships. Friendships and deep emotional bonds don't just fall into your lap because you feel lonely. They require effort. She admits she doesn't have a solid group of girlfriends. But what has she done to change that? Does she reach out? Does she make plans? Does she nurture friendships the same way she expects people to nurture her?
No.
Or is she one of those people who wants deep connections, but only when it's convenient for her? And let's not ignore the part where she says her workplace friends and housemates feel superficial. Okay, but did she ever open up to them?
No.
Did she try to create something meaningful? Or did she just expect them to do all the emotional labor while she sat back and waited for the perfect friendship to magically appear? She's looking for sympathy from strangers online instead of taking accountability for why she feels this way. Friendships don't just happen. You have to show up, be present, be vulnerable, and invest in people. Sitting on TikTok asking anyone else feel like this is not going to fix her loneliness. But here's the real issue. This isn't about loneliness. This is about passive living. She's waiting for something external to fill the void instead of actively creating the connections she craves. She's the problem. And until she realizes that, she's going to keep refreshing TikTok, hoping for advice she's not even willing to act on.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but do not uproot your entire life for a man without a ring on your fucking finger. I saw a
Common
video of
sense,
this girl
fool.
who is literally obsessed with her boyfriend, like so in love. She posted so many videos about him, about how they met,
None of your
dating,
business.
just everything about like their relationship and how much she loved
Find
him.
something else to
And
do.
she thought that he was obsessed with her and loved her just as much as she loved him. So she packed up her entire life, moved all of her stuff, left her family, her friends, her career, everything to go follow this man and live with him like across the country. They've been together for 2 years at this point, and they go to visit her parents in another state, and he literally just breaks up with her right then and there, flies back to their apartment, sends.
This chick knows this whole story like she was there. You see what they do with their time? Now imagine if she put that into some therapy or learning how to socially interact with people. She'd be pretty decent. Instead, she wants to study up this chick to get online, sit in her car, and run her mouth.
Her all her stuff in boxes, and like that's it, doesn't talk to her again. And she is beside herself. She never saw this coming. There was never any like indication that he was just going to break up with her.
Yeah, you know
Nothing.
that.
And the reason why they moved to where he wanted to be was because he was in medical school and he was chasing his dreams, and she basically loved him so much and wanted to be with him so badly that she decided to chase his dreams with him. But then he just up and left her. So do not give up your entire life and your dreams for a man, please.
She's out here warning other women not to give up their life completely to a man unless there's a ring on their finger because she saw someone else do it and get disappointed. Translation: she wants the benefits of commitment without actually committing herself. Let's be real. She's not saying this out of wisdom. She's saying this out of fear.
Yes.
She saw someone bet on the wrong guy, and now instead of learning how to choose better, vet properly, and build a healthy relationship, she's telling women to hold back, stay guarded, and only give effort when there's a legal contract involved. But here's the problem. Why would any man want to put a ring on a woman who's only giving half effort? If you walk into a relationship with one foot out the door, what exactly are you expecting in return? A man is supposed to go all in, provide, protect, and prove himself, while she plays it safe and doesn't give too much until she gets a ring. That's not a partnership. That's a transaction. And let's talk about this so-called disappointment. The woman she's using as an example didn't get hurt just because she gave too much. She got hurt because she gave to the wrong man. That's a selection issue, not a generosity issue. Instead of saying, be wise about who you invest in, she's saying, hold back and don't invest at all until you get what you want. And that's why modern dating is broken. It's a constant game of who can give the least and still win the most. But guess what? A man who actually values commitment is not going to marry a woman who treats him like a gamble instead of a partner. So go ahead, tell women to hold back. Tell them not to give their best. But don't be surprised when they find themselves single, waiting for a ring that never comes.
He's not your soulmate. Why? Your soulmate would actually want to date you.
Y'all, no joke. I saw this video yesterday. I left a comment. I have thought about this nonstop for like 24 hours. Like, I went into counseling today and asked my therapist, like, Kate, tell it to me straight. Like, why am I attracted to emotionally unavailable men? And why is it that when they reject me or like turn me down, that I'm more invested, like my brain is broken.
You see what they do for women? They allow them to like misuse terms, man, to make themselves feel better. What she called an emotionally unavailable man is just a man that's not attracted to her funny looking self. Wow. How does that make him emotionally unavailable? To you in particular, but not to generalize it like that and make yourself feel better because somebody doesn't like your funny looking self. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, guys. Hit that like button.
And look, I don't know if this is going to help you or if this is going to be groundbreaking at all for you, but her answer essentially was, because Maria, you don't actually want to date anybody. And of course, my first instinct was to be defensive. Like, yes, I do want to date. I want to date this specific guy. This is the one. I picked this one. And then we reflected on years of trauma, my parents' divorce, failed relationships, etc. And I realized that it scares the literal shit out of me for someone to have that type of access to me.
Whatever.
Here we go again. Another woman sitting in her therapist's office, acting confused about why she keeps chasing emotionally unavailable men. She actually asked her therapist, Why am I attracted to men who don't want me? And why does my brain break when they reject me? Sis, come on. You already know the answer. And shout out to the therapist for keeping it real, because she told her straight up, you don't actually want to date anybody. And you know what? That's the truth.
That's
She's
what it
not looking for a
is.
healthy relationship. She's looking for a chase, a challenge, a dopamine hit. See, when a guy is kind, consistent, and actually wants to build something real, he's boring to her. But when a guy barely texts back, treats her like an afterthought, and makes her question her worth, suddenly, she's in love. That's not love. That's a self-inflicted addiction to
Lust.
emotional chaos. And then when it all falls apart, she runs to therapy acting like a victim. Why do I keep ending up with these men? Girl, because you keep choosing them. At some point, you have to stop pretending that this is just happening to you. The real issue here? She doesn't actually want a relationship. She wants the thrill of wanting one. She wants to obsess over unavailable men, because the second a man actually shows up and treats her well, she's suddenly not that into him. And she can sit in therapy for hours, analyzing her
You gotta smash
childhood,
that like button.
blaming her past, trying to make it deeper than it is. But the truth? It's not that deep.
No.
She just likes the chase more than she likes commitment. And until she admits that to herself, she's going to keep running in circles, breaking her own heart over and over again.
I just want to remind people that being single is a luxury and you need to start treating it as that. You literally don't know when's the last day you're going to be single. You can get into a relationship tonight, tomorrow, next month, next year, whatever the case may be.
If you're a woman,
you need to enjoy this moment right now, because one day you're going to find your for-lifer. You might get married, you might have kids, you might not, whatever, but you might find your partner, and that's the last time you're going to be single. People need to start enjoying themselves, enjoying their own company, and that's it.
Oh, here we go. Another delusional take. This woman is out here trying to convince people that being single is a luxury. A luxury. Girl, be for real. See, when people have actual luxuries, like wealth, stability, and happiness, they don't have to constantly remind everyone. You don't hear rich people running around saying, being rich is a luxury, because it's obvious. But when someone has to say it out loud, over and over again, it's because they're trying to convince themselves. She's not selling us the idea that being single is a luxury. She's trying to sell it to herself. Because let's be real, if being single was such a luxury, she wouldn't be out here making TikToks about it. She wouldn't need validation from strangers online. She'd be too busy enjoying her luxurious life instead of desperately trying to defend it. And let's talk about what she's really saying here. She's trying to rebrand loneliness as something glamorous. She's trying to make it seem like she chose this life, when in reality, this life chose her. She spent years ignoring good men, chasing bad ones, playing games, prioritizing fun over stability. And now, instead of admitting that her choices led her here, she's calling it a luxury to cope. The truth? She didn't want to be single. She just ran out of options. And now she's on the internet trying to act like it was all part of the plan.
Okay, guys.
Oh no.
I don't know.
Doesn't matter
I
what this
just
one
had to
says.
come on here
Usual
and
suspect.
talk about like the dating world over.
No one cares.
Like if you're in your 30s,
Oh
like
wow, big bag.
over your 30s, maybe like upper 20s. Like, how's it going for you guys? Because listen, wild does not even describe the people, the encounters. Like, I'm literally losing my mind out here.
Not losing any weight.
Like, what? Like, I don't know if it's just like Florida. Like, I mean, I guess I do have to weed out all the like Florida man kind of people, but like, wow. Like, single women check in, because like
Single
we need to
overweight
like
women
make a
check
group
in.
chat for
Overweight women.
listen, like
Better
y'all
single.
can send me your location when you go on like a first date for like safety reasons. Just like make sure we connect first, because
Gotta
like
have that linebacker friend, right?
it is wild out here. Like okay, like I have so many stories. I guess I'm gonna like maybe try to break
None
it
of you
down.
going to the gym.
But let me try to find the other like women that are in this same boat. So like if you're single, like recently divorced, separated, whatever the situation is, like I have kids too. Like, I've never tried to hide that I have
the
kids.
plot thickens.
Like, kind of over your 30s, like 40s. Like, I mean, I'm in my 30s, but like 40s, I'm sure you're going through it too. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, then, like, I get like 21-year-olds that are like, hey, and I'm like, no, like, call
You
your
better
mom.
take whatever you can
Call
get.
your mother. I'm not raising another kid. Like, it's not happening.
You better take whatever you can get.
Ladies, check in. Just check in. Like, it's wild. I never in a million years thought that it would be as crazy out here. Like, I have people asking me for money.
Yeah.
I have people asking me to move in with me. Like, no.
Sounds about
no.
Yeah. That's what you need. That's
on so many levels.
That's your level.
Like,
but that is your level.
Oh my God.
Some kind of
Jesus, help us all. That's all.
Bottom shelf Brad.
I'm not even sure what else to say, because I fear for my children. Like, when they start dating, oh sweet Jesus, I'm gonna end up with a life sentence, because if you're a mother, you already know. Like, I get it. I now get it. Like, what my mother was saying. I get it. God rest her soul. I wish she was here to see, like, the progress I've made in my life since she's been gone. Like, the relationships I've, like, changed. Like, that poor woman. Like, hug your mother. Call your mother. Before you comment. Actually, comment, because you'll probably lose it. Follow, whatever. Like, so you can save it, so we can all kind of, like, vent about this. So yeah, I'm gonna start, like, story time about all of this stuff, because wow, like, I'm just blown away. Like, every single day I am, like, texting my bestie or calling her and being like, guess what, or sending her a screenshot of some crazy shit. And the ghosting is wild. Like,
I want to ghost you right now myself.
This one little hair is going to drive me insane. I mean, I have to pull my hair up in 5 minutes to be at work. But, like, still, that was driving me nuts. I'm sorry, guys. But the ghosting is crazy for no reason.
Yes, there is a reason.
Like, you're literally mid-conversation, then all of a sudden it's like,
I want to ghost you, but I got to make this video.
Like, what just happened?
I want to ghost you so bad.
Oh, my Lord. All right. Anyway, I'm going to end this because I need to finish getting myself ready before I walk into work. Hopefully this crazy Central Florida traffic calms down. Like, I'm, like, legit, like, a minute away, but it's going to take me, like, 10 minutes.
She's going to eat something.
Welcome to Central Florida, where Disney is the main attraction, and that's where everybody's going, and I work right near there. Love it. All right. Have a great day. Happy Sunday. I hope you guys all are having a great day. It's beautiful here in Florida.
All right, lady.
So have a good day. Love you guys.
Out of here.
She wants to know how everyone else is doing in the dating world. Why? So she can compare notes and find a way to avoid taking responsibility for her own choices. Let's be real. She's not actually looking for insight. She's looking for validation. She wants to hear other people say, yeah, dating is awful. It's not you. It's just the way things are. So she can feel better about her own failed experiences. But here's the truth. The dating world isn't broken. She is. There are people out here meeting great partners, falling in love, building relationships. And guess what? They're not on the internet asking strangers how it's going, because it's going well for them. Meanwhile, she's out here crowdsourcing excuses for why she's still struggling. But if she really wanted an answer, she wouldn't need to ask at all. The answer is in the mirror. She's the common denominator in all of her dating experiences. The problem isn't the men, the apps, or the modern dating scene. It's her choices, her mindset, and her unwillingness to reflect. So instead of asking others how it's going, maybe she should be asking herself, why am I still here?
Unattractive men are so greedy.
Another usual
they
suspect.
get one beautiful woman in their lives, and all of a sudden they want all of them. To give an ugly man a chance.
Too much ugly
is
at one
giving
time.
a person.
Oh my God, I know you lying. I know you lying to me. I know she did not say something about somebody else being ugly. Enough internet for me today. It's about time for me to wrap this video. I know you lying to me. Whoa. She hitting all the flags, and and a bonnet. At least she ain't got makeup on. At least I don't think she does. I know. All right, y'all. I wasn't prepared for all this at once like that. She should ease people into that ugly, like, have the lights kind of dim and then brighten them up. Or I don't know, man. It's just too much. Like right after the other chick too, man.
A mindset of poverty, a lottery ticket. Now they want to fucking buy everything. Now they want to own every fucking thing. Now they want to be with every single girl. And that's how they start cheating. It's always the ugly men that cheat. I swear to you, bro. It's always them.
It's for real. You attract your level. Listen to what she's doing. It's like you really attract your level, man, for most people, unless you're a chosen one. But it's different conversation, different day. She's attracting her level, and then she's over here talking like she's cute. She might put a mask on with the makeup and think, with that witchcraft. No. You are absolutely hideous. Atrocious. I'm glad I haven't eaten anything yet.
You saw how ugly Thanos was? He couldn't just have one room.
And you're still talking about ugly?
Why? One was not enough? That's how they go cheating. Because they feel like if they can obtain one beautiful woman, why not have all of them? It becomes an ego boost. Women become collectibles. Oh, my shots. I rebuke ugly men from your life. In Jesus' name.
She really sat there with a straight face and said that giving an ugly man a chance is like handing a lottery ticket to someone with a poverty mindset, as if she's some kind of grand prize. The audacity. And then she doubles down, claiming it's always the so-called ugly men who cheat. Not the attractive ones, not the high-status ones, not the ones women line up for, just the ugly ones. Here's the thing. If ugly men are the problem, then why are you dating them? Nobody forced her to give any of these men a chance. She chose them. And why? Because they were nice? Because they treated her well? Because they actually valued her? But the second one of them doesn't behave exactly the way she wants. Suddenly, he's just an ugly man who should have been grateful? Let's be real. She thought she was doing them a favor. She believed she was dating down, and she expected unquestioning loyalty in return. Not because of who she is as a person, but because she saw herself as better than them. But let's flip the script for a second. If they were so ugly, so undeserving, so beneath her, why did she want them in the first place?
Exactly,
because
man.
Deep down, she thought she could control them. She assumed they'd be so grateful for the chance to be with her that they'd never step out of line. She thought they'd worship.
Why do you big girls keep thinking that if you just don't show your body in the frame that we're not going to know that you're big? We don't need to see the body. Your face is enough. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna just start showing your eyeballs. Like after a while, it's gonna probably show like this part of their face, right? Because it's your whole face is showing your weight. It doesn't matter if you don't show your body. We know you're a full linebacker, big back.
Her. But when they didn't, when they showed they had options, self-respect, or even the audacity to cheat, her ego couldn't handle it. And now, instead of admitting she misjudged people, instead of recognizing that attraction goes beyond just looks, instead of accepting that she isn't the prize she thought she was, she's running to the internet, complaining that ugly men are too greedy. No, they just didn't play the role she expected. And now, she's mad about it.
You guys are all talk. You're all talk. Oh, I'll give it to you whenever you want. You never even have to ask. Okay, what about now? I'm kind of tired, babe. Oh, okay. How about now? We've done it 5 times. Do you really need it again? Yes!
What?
Yes, I want it again.
The majority of women are absolutely delusional. They are. But why? Well, they're delusional because they believe that there's this special man specifically for them.
Yes.
That will worship the ground that she walk on for eternity and not see any other woman besides her, and not have any sexual desire for another woman outside of her, and give her all of his money and all of his attention to her
in time.
Yeah. And she believes that the older she gets, the more opportunity that she's going to face. You know why? Because she does not understand men.
She's actually saying that most women are delusional because they believe there's a man out there who was custom
Nail on the head, you guys. I gotta go. 30 minutes. It's my quota. You know, I'll be off shift for 30 minutes. I'm gonna work out. I'll be doing this thing like a job. You know, if you guys who are entrepreneurs, if y'all would go at this like you would a job, you know, you'd be great. But again, you guys, I want to know what y'all think about the videos, which segment in particular. If you want to timestamp it, it'd be great. But do you think they're delusional, or do you think that these women have all the options they think they do? You know, I'm curious. I'm gonna chop it up, man. Make sure you share the live stream, share. The channels are growing again. I appreciate you guys, you know, commenting and hitting the like, man. You know, as soon as I said something to y'all, y'all did that. Salute. Much appreciated. But anyway, y'all, that's what's happening. Love and light. I'm your brother, and I'm out.
In this game, you gotta have that dog in you.
Made in America.